1, 2, 3, testing.
The next Lifetime Achievement recipient is Vince DiMartino. For many Kentuckians, Vince was an introduction to the possibilities of live jazz. During the 70s and 80s, DiMartino led a series of student bands at the University of Kentucky known for their stylistic daring and incomparable tightness and swing. When Miles Oslin took over to continue that tradition, DiMartino shifted to Danville's Center College and did the same thing there. For all his academic prowess, his own technical command on trumpet towered. His sound was as joyous as it was exact, a trait carried on in the jazz orchestra he currently co-leads with Oslin.
Thanks so much. It's really been wonderful to be in Kentucky. The reason that we can do any of these things is because we have people to perform with. And most of the success that I've had, if there's any at all, is because of the people I've played with and the community. You know, I've been here, I think, 45 years now. I'm almost a Kentuckian. Not quite. And Miles Oslin is one of my closest colleagues, and I mean Paul Osborne. My brother Steve is here, and he plays fantastic drums. He played with J.D. Crowe. Matter of fact, I sat in with J.D. a few times myself, but boy, it was hard to play an E all night. But wonderful. I used to go to the Holiday Inn and see my brother play with that, and of course, you know, we have the people that support us, and you know, we're preaching to the choir here because you all are great musicians and artists yourself. And we have our families to thank for allowing us to be able to develop these things. You know, we go off in a corner, I know, you know, down in the basement of the house or, you know, practicing all the time and trying to develop and get these things out. You know, the emotional part of what we do is you know, it's trying at times to just get through the day and get the next piece going the way you want it to sound and to prepare. I play with a lot of wonderful high school groups. I think really my greatest love is to play with younger people all the time. I know what an effect it had on me. So all of you, I know a lot of you spend a lot of time with young people, teaching and performing for them, because that's the inspiration. I mean, I was lucky my first trumpet player that I met was Louis Armstrong. And really, I mean, in person, and Maynard Ferguson the same night, and Dave Brubeck. My dad took me to a concert, and I guess I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was going to be a dentist, but it sort of didn't work out that way, you know. I just kept remembering and feeling all that emotion, you know, that I heard, and I just kept working at it, you know. And I thought I'd be the worst trumpet player when I got to high school because I couldn't play all the things that I heard on the records I was listening to. And then I got to high school and I go, good gosh, they're even worse than I am. So, you know, I think that the images that we create as musicians and artists, actors, painters, are so important, and so important for, look what's going on. I mean, we're lucky they didn't cut the budget, you know, for the arts, but it really doesn't, you know, don't worry about any of that, because that really doesn't matter. That relationship that you have with young people, and you have with music, and you hear groups like this, and, you know, and your families, of course. I mean, I'm lucky to have wonderful kids. My son Gabriel plays the trumpet. Poor kid. And my daughter is an artist, and she teaches at the Art Academy in Cincinnati. My other daughter shows us how everything's supposed to go. Erica, she's a manager type person. So she does all those things, you know. So I think, you know, we have to be good role models for young people. So perform as much as you can, write as much music as you can, act in as many plays as you can. And I think everything turns out sort of right, you know. So, and thanks to Miles especially for all the help he's given me. Without Miles, there would be no dojo. Miles is the greatest organizer of music that I have ever met in my life. He's done over 40 I don't even know how many CDs he's done. He doesn't even know how many CDs he's done, you know. But And thanks to all the people who help publicize music. I remember playing at breedings and at many, many different venues that we, over the years, have been open. Comedy Off Broadway, we've played for 15 years with the big band. We've been lucky to, TV, radio, the newspapers, they all help us. We don't think they help enough, right? But we get as much as we can out of that, and then we were able to perform for people. And I've been lucky because, as a trumpet player, I don't just stand out on a stage and play solos by myself. Anything that's happened for us in this community has happened because of the community, the musical community and the audiences. So I've been able to develop some skills in 45 years because I've lived here. So thanks to Lexington, thanks to my musical friends and community, thanks to my family, my wife, my wives too. I guess I have more than one, and my kids, because they're also wonderful and also helpful. So thanks very much, and I really appreciate this.